And now for business news on the news at 10. We've been joined by Anwaudo to take us through.
You first. First Bank.
Hello and welcome to Business News. Most states have recorded drops in internally generated revenue for 2015 as they continue to be affected by domestic and global macroeconomic headwinds. In a report released today by the National Bureau of Statistics, Lagos State continues to be the most self-sufficient state with an internally generated revenue of 268.22 billion naira for the year 2015, largely boosted by 175.43 billion naira in payee. Among the top 5 states are Rivers, Delta, Ogun and Edo with 82.10 billion, 40.80 billion, 34.59 billion and 19.11 billion naira respectively. Percentage-wise now, Ogun State was the highest, growing its IGR from 17.49 billion naira in 2014 to 34.59 billion naira in 2015. World leaders and senior business executives have endorsed the African Development Bank's New Deal on Energy, a vehicle through which the bank will invest in delivering electricity for all Africans by 2025. The president of the African Development Bank, Dr. Akinwumi Adesina, says he is impatient to see actions take place on all the energy and climate change discussions held over the past 5 days at the 2016 annual meetings of the Development Finance Organization in Lusaka, Zambia. At a media briefing today, Dr. Adesina says African leaders should be impatient to see the delivery of energy in the estimated 600 million poor Africans by fast-tracking the necessary infrastructure. Directors of leading diversified financial services group FBN Holdings have reiterated plans to improve shareholders' value by driving increase in underlying asset quality. The commitment was made today at the group's annual meeting after shareholders approved the 2015 financial year report.
This will be the 4th annual general meeting of the FBN Holdings with the distinguished shareholders of the financial services company. With diversified products across commercial banking, merchant banking, asset management and insurance, the non-operating holding company in 2015 posted 505.2 billion naira in gross earnings and proposed over 5 billion naira as total dividend. This performance generated commendations from the shareholders.
I commend our company for not contravening any session of CBN, Securities and Exchange Commission, Nigerian Stock Exchange during the year under review.
Everything you said, they resonate with the sentiments that are also discussed and expressed at the board of the holding company, which are then cascaded down to the operating entities.
You need to grow your top line, manage your cost effectively, manage your cost of risk, which is the impairment charges. That way, your bottom line will be robust and will be in a position to upload bigger dividend to the holding company.
The segment leads to the approval of the list of resolutions under the purview of the chairman, Oba Otudeko, where the dividend is approved.
I declare the resolution unanimously carried.
After a series of other deliberations, 2015 completely becomes history as the investors look forward to write-backs in 2016.
By God willing, next year we hope to see a lot of improvements in terms of profits and dividend.
We're going to see a whole lot of write-backs and recoveries this year. And what that translates to is increased dividend for the shareholders. They're not lost accounts, but are impaired, just being prudent. And we're committed to recovering the accounts that have been impaired as much as possible. And more importantly, we're looking at cost efficiency.
We're enhancing our manpower. We're driving different new segments. We're a strong institution where retail is concerned, and we have heavy investment in terms of retail assets. Part of our major focus is to sweat those assets in order to generate the highest income.
With a clear vision for a brighter future, FBN Holdings looks to stimulate revenue growth with its technological initiatives.
The Nigerian equities market ended the last trading day on a bullish note, with the benchmark index closing the week higher by 6.59% on investor confidence following the recent decision of the CBN's MPC to introduce a flexible interbank forex market. Bisi Adebayo tells us more.
Hello and welcome to the stock market reports. The positive tempo continued at the Nigerian equities market as the key broad index rose for a fourth consecutive session, this time by 0.09%. The all-share index closed at 28,902.25 points, while market capitalization remained at 9.92 trillion naira. Total volume traded, however, surged to 621.44 million shares, valued at 2.81 billion naira, and traded in 5,802 deals. Market breadth was negative, with 23 gainers against 26 losers. Now, top on the gainers list was ETI with 9.39%. Unity Bank came next with 8.14%, while eTransact recorded a 7.28% increase. UPL, UACN, and Uterna were the top losers for this session. That ends the stock market reports. I am Bisi Adebayo.
Well, it was generally a bullish week for equity markets around the world on the back of higher crude prices, the EU, IMF and Greece deal, growing support among Britain's in a Brexit poll, as well as Bank of Japan's dovish signals. And that's Business News Tonight. Thanks for watching. I'm Anne Nwawodo. The rest of the news at 10 continues.
You first. First Bank.
Supporting social and economic change through investment and interventions that improve the lives of the less privileged will make a positive difference in the growth of the country. That statement is credited to the chairman of Dangote Group, Alhaji Aliko Dangote, during the launch of his micro grant program and distribution of 400 million naira to disadvantaged women in Lagos State.
Wealth, they say, is not measured by quantity, but by the number of lives it has touched. That perhaps best describes what Dangote Foundation is doing for women in Lagos State.
Honorable Lola Akonde.
Through its micro-grant scheme, the foundation is giving out 400 million naira to be dispersed to 4,000 disadvantaged and vulnerable women across the state.
The micro-grant program is one of the two economic empowerment programs of the Dangote Foundation. For the first time in the history of the program, beneficiaries will be given mobile phones in addition to the 10,000 naira cash grant. Payments will be made electronically via mobile money platform, and the beneficiaries can redeem their cash right away, immediately. Your Excellency, my brother, we at Dangote Foundation are always happy to bring our support to the most vulnerable women here in Lagos State and the country at large. I do not only want to be sort of known as a rich person, but I want to be the biggest philanthropist in the world. The keynote address to the Governor of Lagos State.
Quite elated by the gesture, Governor Akiwumi Ambode said the move will complement the efforts of the state government's economic empowerment and poverty reduction program.
This gesture shows a depth of character and compassion that should be emulated by other people who are equally endowed. We shall ensure that the microgrant is administered to benefit the targeted, disadvantaged, and vulnerable members of our communities, especially the widows and other special interest persons. The seed grants you will receive have been provided to enable you engage in petty commercial activities and cottage business that will put food on the table for your family, and not a largesse that should be spent frivolously.
And it has been unveiled. Please put your hands together.
Besides Lagos, over 250,000 women have so far benefited from this program across 6 states. It targets a minimum of 1,000 vulnerable women in each of the 774 local government areas across the country.
Still ahead on the news at 10, Kaduna State representatives, Mohammed Primary School, emerged champions of the channel's National Kids Cup Season 8. That's on Sports News. Join us again.